Hello, my name is Greg, and my ultimate essay today is on labor unions and safety at the workplace. I don't know if any of you guys in labor union that belong to a union or association, but one of the many things labor unions do is support the safety at the workplace. Unions go back to the 1820s officially, and unions were formed to prevent from exploiting of working class people. Some of the benefits that were brought on by unions was one that helped safer workplace, overtime pay, work hours, child labor laws. Back in the 1900s, the union fought to push child labor laws, getting children out of the workplace. They didn't belong there. Children don't have the knowledge, the skills, or the education to be in such environments. Just getting children out of the workplace created safer workplace. Until middle 1800s, with the National Labor Union persuaded Congress to go from a 10-hour workday to an 8-hour workday, and it wasn't to the 1900s, the early 1900s, that industry sort of implementing this. And with doing so, you created a safer work environment. Production went up, and profits went up. So it was a win-win situation for everyone. Employees got to work less hours, but they also, by doing so, increased their production. Companies had bigger profits. So it was a win-win situation with that. Also, the unions have worked with OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration, to improve overall work safety. They've worked in business and industry to help keep a safe workplace. By having a safer workplace, we can increase profits. We're not giving the money to lawyers and doctors, workers' comp, and to plaintiffs. That's money that could be spent on the workers and a safety program. Now, the thing I want to bring up about the union types helped employees. I can go back to 1980s. I was a firefighter back then, and the union, the NFPA, come out with a new standard for firefighting gear. Well, the unions pushed cities to implement this new gear, this new technology, to help firefighters from getting burned. Well, there were some cities that chose not to do it because it cost more money. But our argument was, well, if somebody gets burned or hurt for not having the gear, you have to spend the money that way. Well, I know our city chose not to purchase them right away. Well, 1985, we have 3 firefighters get burned pretty severely. Just a lot of time at work. And it wasn't after that that the city chose to get this new gear and we started getting it. Now, would it have prevented these guys from getting burned? Maybe not, but it most certainly wouldn't have been as severe, and they wouldn't have missed as much time as they did. And luckily, they were able to come back to work months later. So that's one example. And now let's fast forward up to here it is, April 2013. Here in Bangladesh, you have no union representation there. These people work. Companies here in the United States have factories there. They use children in these factories. There's no OSHA regulations. There's no union guidelines. And the building collapsed and it kills over 1,200 people, injures over 2,500 people. And it's a shame that this many people had to die for them to do something. And since then, laws have changed. In Bangladesh, you can actually form labor unions now. They've allowed those labor unions to go in, which is great. People have some representation. So that's great. Now let's fast forward, and one other thing that just happened just recently. The United Steelworkers Union was in negotiation with Shell. Shell was the representative of many different oil companies to work out some agreements over safety. The process safety practice and equipment had some failures and killing over 18 people between 2009 and 2011. And I'm sure most of you have heard back in April of 2010, the Deepwater Horizon drilling rig that killed those 11 men. So these are the kind of things that don't need to happen. And labor unions are out there trying the best they can to get safety in the workplace to prevent these kind of things from happening. Now, there are people who believe labor unions had their place in America, and they did good for America. But it's time for those labor unions to go. Well, I don't feel that way at all, because if the labor unions left, then I think what would happen, we would have companies start exploiting employees again. It would just go back the way it was. It wouldn't happen overnight, but it would happen. So that's how come it's important, I think, we leave the labor unions in America. To sit here and tell you I agree with everything the labor union does? No, I don't. But do I agree with everything that businesses do? No. But we have to all work together. We need each other. So we need to be safe about it. Then there's also businesses, there's people who believe that workers should not have any kind of representation at all. But if business, industry, and state and local governments have representation, they belong to associations. And those associations are out there to look out for their best interests, for that business's best interests, for industry's best interests. As long as they can belong to those associations, that's what they call it. They don't call it a union, they call it an association. All it is a union. Well, the working class people should be able to belong to some kind of representation, have that representation, whether you want to call it an association or you want to call it a union, whatever you so choose. But the working class people have the right to that same. So those are just a few examples I want to share with you about unions. And unions does a lot. And like I said, I don't all agree with everything they do. I belong to a union. I used to belong to a union. I don't anymore. But I can see both sides of the story. But I think overall that union is the best way to go. But I can tell you this: whether you belong to a labor union or you don't belong to a union, or you agree, you like what they do, what they stand for, you don't like what they stand for. One thing that has happened, if you're in the working class people, you have benefited from the labor unions, whether it be a safer workplace, your wages, your benefits, have been a trickle-down effect from labor unions. I just want to share that with y'all, and thank you.